Anyhow, good morning, everyone, or shall I say good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this historic day. Thank you, Andrea, for the introduction, and thank you again, Senator Elijah Reichland, not Reichland, Melnick, for your commitment and your courage in being the first state official to proclaim today, the day after Yom HaShoah, here at our unique Holocaust Museum as Andrew Patriot Day. We are immensely grateful to you. So I'm going to speak on behalf of Sharon and I. We are both, as Andrea said, daughters of Holocaust survivors, and we are also actively involved with the Holocaust Museum and the global grassroots movement and Jew hatred. Yesterday, on Yom HaShoah, we honored and remembered the 6 million plus perished Jews, and we reminded ourselves that the Holocaust did not begin at the gates of the concentration camps. Nor did it begin when my mother, at the age of 14, while holding her 8-year-old sister, Bela, was abruptly separated from her during the infamous SS selection process, never to be reunited again. The Holocaust began with anti-Semitic rhetoric, deep-rooted hatred, ignorance, and a disbelief that humanity is capable of such atrocities. If humanity is capable of a Holocaust once, it is capable of a Holocaust again. I would like to take a minute just to talk about today. Today we are faced with an exponential rise in Jew hatred everywhere. Just a few, well, actually, you spoke about the statistics, so I will just add to that by saying the number are reported incidences. So we could only imagine what the true number is when we add to it the unreported incidences. A report for the first time was also developed that addressed how well tech platforms are reporting in combating Jew hatred. And most of them received a C range. Here are the statistics again. But in addition, Jewish individuals today are often called dirty pigs, baby killers, no differently than when my mom was walking as a 13-year-old on the streets. She lived in Vilna along her apartment streets, and I recall her telling me she was called, "You Jew, you dirty dog." It's no differently than today. Today, people are beaten up for waving an Israeli flag, wearing a kippah, or a Jewish star. Today, there is Holocaust trivialization, Holocaust appropriation, Holocaust deniers, and Holocaust distortion. The fact is that all the variables that led to the Holocaust are present today, and they're growing rapidly. In fact, there has become a normalcy to that anti-Semitic rhetoric. Although we do have the State of Israel, which makes another Holocaust less likely, and we have Holocaust educational centers, such as our unique center that you are all sitting here in, that teaches the historical lessons of the Holocaust, we still remain faced with very uncertain times in which our civil rights are being tested, and we are witnessing how fragile our democracy can be. So the time for us to act is now. I grew up always hearing at every Jewish holiday, never forget and never again. I would like us at some point not to have to say that. The time is now. Collectively, we can all stand united to end Jew hatred in our generation. The way we handle the problems of today's society will very much become the problems of our next generation. Holocaust education is more important today than it has ever been. our museum doors are wide open for everybody to learn, to engage in thought-provoking conversations about the contemporary relevance of Holocaust history. We have outstanding programs. Moral courage, hate and propaganda, survivors' testimonials are just a few that I will mention. We welcome each and every one of you to be part of our End Jew Hatred movement. It is a nonpartisan movement. This proclamation belongs to each and every one of us, and your support is needed now more than ever before. With your collective support, getting an End Jew Hatred proclamation in all districts can become a reality. We look forward to the day when an End Jew Hatred resolution can also be passed. So I want to take this moment to thank you for your time and joining us today, and let us all leave here today with an immense sense of pride and empowerment. And please share these sentiments with your family, your friends, and your community. Thank you.